I mean, it's very clear that this isn't funny at all at this
Do
point.
you think it's an incitement to violence? Do you think when Trump makes a joke about do you think when Kimmel makes a joke about Trump being old, that's an incitement to violence?
Or is this pretend?
Is it? I'm just trying to understand if it's an act. Are you doing an act?
Please like, subscribe, and share. MAGA loyalist Tyler Boyer, one of those folks constantly outraged over jokes, joins a heated exchange with Tyler Cohen. We'll break down key moments from the debate, and I'll give you my take. Let's dive in.
What you should be able to do about Jimmy Kimmel, Tyler. Have the FCC review the licenses. They're pulling ads for him. Obviously, Kimmel's being targeted. Are you okay with it being done this way?
Yeah, look, I mean, the FCC has a responsibility to make sure that the content that's delivered over public broadcast is deemed, within the bounds of less than irreprehensible. I think a lot of Americans are really offended by the type of rhetoric that Jimmy Kimmel has laid out. You mentioned what happened right after Charlie's death. I mean, literally, Disney has the ability to continue to employ somebody that really is probably going to be quite devastating for many of the jobs that you mentioned for these people that work for Disney and work for ABC affiliates. But at the end of the day, the broadcast networks, Nexstar, that owns NewsNation, you have, Sinclair, that clearly doesn't like this type of rhetoric. They're the ones that are going to be the ones that ultimately make the decision, regardless of what pressure is put on to them by the FCC.
I'm with you, Tyler, with that second part. But now to the other Tyler, Tyler Cohen. If NewsNation, if Nexstar wants to make a move on me, that's their right. That's what I signed up for. ABC wants to make a move on Jimmy, that's their right. But if they're doing it because the FCC is going to pull their license if they don't, now we got a different situation.
And that's clearly what's happening. And all of this pearl clutching and pretend fainting spells from the right, including my co-panelist here, over a joke that everybody's pretending not to understand. Donald Trump was making a joke about the fact that Jimmy Kimmel was making a joke about the fact that Trump is 23 years older than Melania. It's a joke that everybody who's acting in good faith very clearly understands. But they're all pretend. I mean, this is make believe. It's kayfabe. It's them pretending that he was inciting violence 3 days before this shooter came into the Hilton Hotel at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, because they're looking for any pretext to be able to attack comedians, which is especially ironic considering this is coming from the party that A, beat its chest about free speech over and over and over. God forbid they silence anybody. And B, this is supposed to be the party that supports the legalization of comedy. And yet now all of these people are going after Jimmy Kimmel. They're going after Stephen Colbert. I mean, if you don't like a joke, that's your prerogative. But the notion that you can sick the FCC on a comedian for the crime of telling a joke is really pretty embarrassing, especially considering the Republican Party was a movement that used to at least attack the left for being language police and stolts.
Yeah. PC. They used to use it as a cudgel against you guys. And you heard what I said at the top. No disrespect to the First Lady. I get why she feels the way she does. She has every right to feel that way. I can't judge her feelings about what threatens her family, right? Those are her own. But I know what it's like to be targeted. And what Jimmy Kimmel was doing is nothing compared to what the president does on a regular basis, Tyler. You can shake your head. But, I mean, I couldn't have an easier case to make to you.
Yeah, I mean, no, we run one of the largest activist organizations in the country. The threats are coming one direction from the left to the right. There is no question that violence and violent rhetoric is only coming from leftists. And look, I mean, you brought up this one point over and over. It's, the FCC shouldn't be threatening. Yeah, of course. Let's see Disney move Jimmy to Hulu and streaming platforms only for the next few weeks and see how well he does. And you'll see Disney people actually returning to probably watching ABC programming, regular Americans. And Jimmy Kimmel no longer with a job because nobody really wants to hear the violent rhetoric that he spews. I mean, it's hateful stuff.
Tyler, do you not understand? I'm just trying to understand. Do you not get the comedy that he's using? Like, I just think if somebody has such a poor understanding of a joke, then maybe you shouldn't be opining on comedy. I mean, do you not understand the joke that Jimmy Kimmel was making? Do you really think that this was an incitement to violence?
I mean, it's very clear that this isn't funny at all at this point.
Do you think it's an incitement to violence? Do you think when Trump makes a joke about do you think when Kimmel makes a joke about Trump being old, that's an incitement to violence?
Or is it pretend?
I'm just trying to understand if it's an act. Are you doing an act?
I think it's very clear that there are many prominent people on the left that want to seat the president lose his life, and they want to see more people like Charlie lose their life. And we know this because
Come
we
on,
saw
Tyler.
exactly
Come on.
what happened after
Tyler,
we saw
come on.
Tyler,
Charlie's,
what did you
after
think
Charlie's
when Donald
murder.
Trump?
I like how Brian Tyler Cohen tries to corner this guy and ask a simple question. Do you actually believe this, or are you just performing? Honestly, the guy comes off pretty unimpressive. Maybe he really didn't understand what Jimmy Kimmel was saying, but that's beside the point. It just highlights a bigger issue. MAGA doesn't have much to offer. There's no real policy agenda that connects with everyday people. Most Americans don't care about this noise. They want affordable gas, reasonable grocery prices, healthcare that won't bankrupt them, a path to send their kids to college, and a chance to retire with dignity. That's what matters. Instead, you've got people like this, tied to Charlie Kirk's circle, complaining about jokes, acting outraged, and pretending it's about freedom while missing the point entirely. And look, Jimmy Kimmel isn't even that edgy. He's pretty middle of the road. So when the focus shifts to attacking comedians over mild jokes, all the outrage and pearl clutching, it's a sign they've lost the narrative.
When you believe that people in power,
we saw
Tyler,
your side get up and applaud and laugh about his death.
You think
so? Yeah,
people-
I've seen firsthand more leftists threaten people on my side than any person on your side has ever received threats on our
but
side.
let's say
What did you think? What did you think when
Hold
Donald
on,
Trump
Brian,
tweeted that he was glad Robert Mueller was dead? What did you think when he danced on the grave of Rob Reiner? I'm just curious.
I think there's a clear difference from people who are inciting violence against their political enemies, and versus people glad that they are happy that
He doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy is a moron.
they don't have to deal with somebody anymore. I think that's the president.
All right, Tyler, first of all, I think you're getting a little bit into a moral relativism that we should not be in the business of when we're judging state action. You can feel however you want about it. So can Brian. So can I. And that's okay. That's what we're all about, right? But what the state can do about it is the line. And I think if you're justifying, well, because I think the left is worse, it's good that the government uses its institutions and power to attack it back. That's not how the system's supposed to work. But we'll watch how it plays out. You're always welcome here to make the case. Thank you for being here. Brian, Tyler Cohen, the same. Tyler Bowyer? Bauer.
Boyer.
God, Boyer. Boyer, Tyler Boyer, thank you very much. Appreciate you. BTC, appreciate you. 4 minutes.
Sure, Chris Cuomo couldn't even get the guy's name right, but that's not really the point. The bigger takeaway is that Brian Tyler Cohen clearly dominated this exchange. More than anything, it exposes how disingenuous MAGA arguments can be. I'm not even convinced this guy fully believes what he's saying. He doesn't exactly come across as sharp or convincing. He's tied to Turning Point USA, and honestly, if that whole operation faded away, it wouldn't be a loss for most people. But Brian's main point stands. This was just a joke. And we all know Donald Trump has a reputation for being extremely thin-skinned. You'd be hard-pressed to find a modern political figure who reacts so strongly to even minor criticism or humor. And that attitude seems to extend across MAGA circles. They don't take jokes well, especially when they're the target. Their idea of humor often leans toward mocking others. But the moment the spotlight turns on them, it's a problem. What's also striking is the contradiction. Complaining about censorship while suggesting someone like Jimmy Kimmel should be moved or restricted. It doesn't quite add up. That's why it was so effective when Brian kept pressing the core question. Do you actually believe this, or is it just an act? I think more commentators should take that direct approach. Even if the answer never comes, it puts the inconsistency front and center. Let me know what you think in the comments. Whose side are you on in this debate? And don't forget to like and subscribe.